We have one more. Are we ready for our final act of tonight's showcase? Bring the lovers you've been doing all night. Bring the lovers. I welcome to the stage the wonderful Sean Mullan.
Hello. Thank you. I'm your international act tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I used to live in Spain, so hola. Don't know what that means, but it's good to use it, you know. I normally do quite a long bit about superheroes, and it's a bit geeky, you know, it's not for everyone, but I like it. I think it's quite funny, but I've realized that if you want the really big laughs, you either have to shout or talk about sex. And I don't really want to shout because that will really bring out the small man syndrome side of me. So it's time to get sexy. Oh yeah, that's right. Sexy time. Gonna talk about sexy things like urethras. Getting hot in here. More sexy things like areolas. Is that the correct plural form of areola? Who cares, man? We're getting sexy. Right, yeah, penises. That's a sex thing, right? I got a penis. In a glass jar. No. I got a real one. It is so small. It's so small. I paid to do this, by the way. Part of the grieving process. There's a comparison that sometimes gets made with a small penis where people will say it looks like a button mushroom. And I can see the similarities. Can't see my penis, but I can see the similarities. They're both things you might see in the woods. They're both things that when you see them, you might wonder, is that safe to eat? Because it is a fungus. They both, in my opinion, ruin a risotto. Got some foodies in. Imagine how difficult that is for me. You know, I hate mushrooms, and I've got one for a penis. Sexy. So, superheroes. Finally, something I'm comfortable with. Spandex. I love superheroes, but I don't understand why so many of them have something that people don't like in their name. So, Spider-Man, for example, no one likes spiders. Iron Man, no one likes ironing. The Hulk, no one likes Hull. Yes. Oh, this is a good one. The X-Men. No one likes their X. Oh. Bitch. Ant-Man. No one likes Ant. Not after what he did. We are all about Deck now. I think that's quite weird because that's probably what Deck calls him. You know, oh, howie Ant-Man, what's happening like? I mean, I don't know if they're still talking. Wonder Woman, no one likes wondering. Or do they? Not for me to say. Aquaman, no one likes late 90s Scandinavian pop groups. Or their arch nemesis, Barbie Girl. Topical joke there. That's what all the kids are talking about. This is topical, this next bit. Earlier this week, Canada legalized marijuana, which is, you know, going to make a lot of people very happy. But not me. It just kind of reminded me how much of a square I am, you know. I've never done weed, I'm not big on drugs. I particularly dislike magic mushrooms. I think you know why. Sexy. But my mum went to Amsterdam earlier this year, There's two primary reasons people go to Amsterdam: drugs and prostitutes. And it's a really weird moment when you're sat there thinking to yourself, I really hope my mum is doing drugs right now. And she did, thankfully, because she loves her some heroin. No, she didn't. She smoked weed, and I said to her, that must have been a weird experience. And she was just like, no, not really. I've done it loads of times. I still drink caffeine-free Coke. Which is stupid, because you're supposed to snort it. Oh, I am so wacky. I am so random. I've killed 4 people. Yes. What's the next? Oh, right. So I've done sex, and I've done drugs. That just leaves rock and roll. This is going to be quite difficult because I don't know a lot about music, which is weird because clearly I know so much about sex and drugs. Okay, does anyone remember the band The Ordinary Boys? Yes, and they had a lead singer called Preston. Well, I used to live in Preston. Boom, seamless link. Comedy, ladies and gentlemen. Money well spent. Thank you, Dave. I used to live in Preston, and it's the only place I've ever been where the job centre is literally attached to a Wetherspoons. Yep. They don't call it a job seeker's allowance in Preston, they just call it the kitty. You know, just put it behind the bar, it's fine, you know. I also used to live in Spain, as I mentioned at the start, but I had to leave because I really struggled with the language. I'd make an effort, you know, I'd try, I'd say stuff like, oh, Jean-Claude, hast du einen Chips? S'il vous plaît, you flaming glas. But it didn't work. But I remember once I was trying to compliment the food I was eating, so I said, es guapa, which means it's beautiful. But the Spanish people I was with, they were like, no, Sean, that's not how it works. It means beautiful as in attractive, like when you fancy someone, you know. You can't fancy food. And they were all laughing at me. But joke's on them, because I took that omelette home and I fucked it real good. Gracias. The omelette is now pregnant, and I was really hoping that the baby would get her genes. We'd have a lovely little baby Spanish omelette, but sadly it seems like the baby has got my genes. We are having a fucking mushroom omelette. Thank you so much for having me, you're amazing. All right.
Sean Mullan! And admit it now, when you left the house tonight, none of you expected to hear the phrase, I took that omelette home and I fucked it real good.